Well, I really feel that you know, we knew each other a little bit through canoes, through kayaking, you know, but we didn't really got to know each other till you guys came into Magic Island. And then you guys invited me to come out. You and Mao invited me to come out to your house in New Valley.
Right.
And that's when I started seeing you on all the stuff that you were doing for him. You know, I just saw you back and forth, and he was ordering you to do this, or give me a drink, or the drink wasn't strong enough, you know, all that stuff you were doing, and you were just, you know, serving this man. And that's when I ran into you guys and started thinking. But before that, what I saw, or I hear more about Hokulea, is in '78 when the canoe sunk. Because I was in high school and I just remember that.
Wow. I
remember that really good because I was a senior then in high school when I heard that. You know, so and then I come in '80 when I come down to the Magic Island and see you guys. And I was really scared to come up and talk to you guys because, you know, I don't have any. But somehow Mao, we were with some other Micronesians and Mao saw us, so he invited us out.
Right.
You know, and your dad and mom were all there and we had a great time. But I just remember you just serving that man and just running around doing what Hanabe around. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's good.
I mean, it's the least you could do, given that he essentially saved our culture, at least our ocean culture. So that was very easy to do. But you know, at the same time, I don't know if you remember, Cesario was there too, and then Henry was there. Mao, I don't know, ninth child, and so they were both there. They both went on the voyage, and so. But I remember that time. But the time I really vividly remember you was when you were on your kayak with Marshall Rosa in Kawaihoa at that point. Yeah. I don't know. I was on a 6-man canoe or something. And somebody told me that guy is from Micronesia. He's really fast.
Yeah, I remember that. It was, and again, that's when I just came down from the Big Island, getting to know people here. Yeah. And that's when I got into the kayaking because Kalai Hanley let me borrow his kayak. And I remember that race. It was from Makapu to Hawaii Kai. And I've never been on a kayak. When I got on, I'm glad you remember that because I just got on this kayak and Marshall was leading and I was in second place. And I'm going, how is, you know, this thing? So we came into Hawaii Kai and Billy Mauat came up from behind me and we caught the wave and I capsized, you know, rolling with the waves, and then he came up and overtake me, came in, and then they both came up to me, Marcel Rosa and Billy goes, you know, if you want to learn how to kayak, you could come down to our house, you know, on the weekend and we teach you how to kayak. And by the way, you have your kayak your paddle upside down. The whole race has. So that's how, you know, and then it's when I start hearing about you guys and Bruce and, you know, racing kayak in those days. Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared of you. I don't want to race with you then. Upside down paddle would be your way.
That was my first race. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we sailed from after that. That was when I met Max. It was 1980, and when we came back from the voyage from Hawaii to Tahiti, and Mao was still with me. His two sons, Cesario and Henry, were still with me, and. They were there for 2 years, over 2 years, staying at my dad's house, mom and dad's house, and but then we met Max, and then you know, it was really clear that, you know, that kind of instinctually that Max needs to be part of this because he's relative to Mao, and So there are, a number of voyages, but the main one that really, where he was critical was the trip from an island called Mangareva to Rapa Nui, which is the single most isolated piece of property on the earth. It's smaller than the island of Lanai, a little bit bigger than the island of Ko'olawe. It's only 17 miles long. In fact, Rapa Nui is so small, you can fit it between that mountain and that one. You can fit in this bay. And there's no but it's 1,600 miles from their homeland called Mangareva, and it's about another 2,000 miles from the Chilean coast. And it's just, you can miss it in 2 hours in a rain squall at night. And very, very small target. And there was no reason for us to go except our ancestors found that 1,400 years ago. And so it was a great navigation challenge of all time. It was, how did they do that? How did they have this communication system, same language between the big giant archipelago called the Tuamotus and Rapa Nui? So we had to go, we went, but we needed to take the best, so we called it Max, because I don't know, maybe you can explain it to me, but the Micronesians by far have the keenest eyes of anyone. They can see islands way before. My eyes physically or optically were stronger than Mao's, hands down. He's starting to use glasses, and it was blurry, and yet he would always see the island first. And then he would show me the island. It would take me 20 minutes to see it, even though we're sailing right at it. So we brought Max on board because we needed the best set of eyes to be able to give us the best chance to be able to see Rapa Nui far away. And that was a smart choice, because Max was the one that found it. And so that was, like, to me, was the key time that we needed Micronesia on the deck. Mao teaches, Mao taught us everything, but Max teaches us a lot too. And so he's a critical part of our crew, and in many voyages. When we sailed to Satawal, he found it first. My eyes are good. I mean, they're really strong. I'm very lucky, very blessed. But man, it's not so much how strong your eyes are, is knowing what you're looking for. And that's where we learned so much from him. So anyway, yeah.
Max, what was that like for you two to sail to Satawal together, and what year was that?
What year did we sail to Satawal?
That was 07.
That was another special trip, because my daughter was on the canoe, and I was just worried. I don't want to be a father to her on a canoe. I want to stay out of her way and let her grow. So, but all of a sudden we're on this canoe together, and it was so, how can I say it? It was so great to get all of these navigators on a canoe at one time, because we have what's his name from who's part of who made the pole. What's his name? He was sitting in front of the Hoku as we go in. We pick him up from Ponape.
Oh, Lambert. Yeah.
We get a navigator with us, and we got this guy. We got Nainoa. We got Chad on board. So it was a really good. It was a really good trip to be among these guys and going home with my daughter with me. So it was such a special time, and to get down there and see our people welcome the Hawaiians coming in, it was just a really unbelievable trip for me. But I could touch a little bit with when we went to Rapa Nui. I was blown away when Nainoa picked me to go on that trip, and I keep thinking, why is he taking me, with this trip, and there's other people because I knew there was a lot of people who wants to go on that